This presentation is the audio recording of the 6th grade student reading Graduation During the Pandemic by Maria Melanie L. Paduhinog from DepEd's Module English 6, Quarter 3, Module 2, entitled Evaluate Narratives based on how the author developed the elements, together with the MISQ analysis.
Graduation During the Pandemic by Maria Melanie L. Paduhinog. I was excited to complete my 6th grade, but
Starting off with the title, the learner mispronounced the word during as duing. In the first part of the first paragraph, the word very was omitted.
that feeling was suddenly replaced with worry when our country was hit by COVID-19.
The learner then mispronounced the word that as that and omitted the sound in the word replaced, making it sound like the singular replace. In addition, the learner mispronounced the word with as with. Likewise, he also mispronounced the word country as country and mispronounced the word COVID as COVID.
The situation was frightening. It were worsened when the said virus has become pandemic.
To continue, the learner mispronounced the word frightening as frightening. Moreover, the word were was substituted for the word has. He also omitted a between become and pandemic.
People began to panic. Others hoarded foods and hygiene materials from grocery stores.
In the fifth sentence, the learner mispronounced the word begun as begun. Moreover, the learner mispronounced the word hoarded as harded. Consequently, the learner put the wrong stress in the word hygiene and mispronounced it as hygiene. He also mispronounced the word from as prom.
Students stopped schooling senior citizens and children below 18 years old.
In addition, the learner omitted the sound in the word stopped, pronouncing it as the singular stop. As we heard it, children was mispronounced as children.
Were not allowed to go outside in their homes. Those whom were allowed needed.
The word allowed was then mispronounced as allowed. The learner also substituted in instead of off. Moreover, those was mispronounced as those. Adding to the case of substitution, the word home was substituted instead of who.
To wear masks, face masks, and follow health protocols such as social distancing and washing of hands with soap and water and using alcohol every now and then.
The learner also omitted the word face, and the sound in the word masks was also omitted. Afterward, he repeated the word face masks correctly without any omission. Committing the same error, he mispronounced again the word with as with. In the last part of the first paragraph, the learner mispronounced the word every as every. Moreover, he mispronounced the word then as then.
One day, while I was watering the plants our backyard garden,
The learner omitted the word in in the sentence and mispronounced the word backyard as backyard.
Then I received a call coming from my class advisor. Hello dear, good morning. It
The word received was then mispronounced as receive. In addition, the word from was mispronounced as prom. The learner also inserted ka in between the words from and my. Consequently, the word advisor was mispronounced as advisor.
it is a heavy heart to inform you that com- your completion program for
As we heard it, the word it was repeated, and afterward, the word with was omitted in the sentence. The learner also mispronounced the word inform as inform and inserted the word com in between the words that and your. Furthermore, the word completion was mispronounced as completion. The learner also mispronounced the word program as program.
program for this school year will be suspended due to COVID-19.
The learner made the same error in pronouncing f sound as pa sound, and vice versa. And as a result, he mispronounced the word for as por. The word this was also mispronounced as des, making it sound like the plural des instead of this. Further, he made the same error earlier and mispronounced the word COVID as COVID.
I suggest you stay at home and be safe. My teacher told me.
As we heard it, the word suggest was not properly stressed, mispronouncing it as suggest. Moreover, the word safe was mispronounced as sape.
Hello ma'am, good morning. I am sad to hear that but we could do nothing about it anymore.
In addition, the learner mispronounced the word that as that. Consequently, the first case of self correction was made when he initially said though, then successfully corrected himself, pronouncing it as do.
We'll just pray that this pandemic ends soon. Thank you ma'am for calling, I said. The news really broke my heart. I
A long pause occurred before reading the next sentence. According to the person who recorded the oral reading, the student told his mother that he couldn't continue it anymore since it was really long. But then his mother was able to convince him to continue, and so he did. To continue, the learner mispronounced the word will or the abbreviation of the word we will and said well. In the last part of this paragraph, calling was mispronounced as crawling.
asked myself why are these things happening now?
He made further errors and omitted the sound the in the word asked, making it sound like ask. Myself was also mispronounced as myself. Committing the same error, the word des was then mispronounced as the singular this. Further, the learner mispronounced the word happening as happening. He also corrected himself by initially saying how then successfully correcting it into now, based on the text.
I told my parents about the sad news. They too were unhappy to hear it.
As mentioned a while ago, the learner actually has difficulty in pronouncing fricatives, especially the f sound, and so he mispronounced the word parents as ferents. The was also mispronounced as D. On the other hand, the word to was mispronounced as tu, making it sound like the number 2. Lastly, the word unhappy was mispronounced as unhappy.
Don't worry, my child. Everything will be back to normal in God's perfect time.
Moreover, the learner mispronounced the word don't as don't. As we heard it, child was also mispronounced as chilard. He then repeated the word every and the word everything afterward, having difficulty not only in fricatives but also in bilabial stop. The learner mispronounced the word be as v and back as vac. The word perfect was then mispronounced as perpec.
Let's just trust him, my dad said. Summer came, I still hope for our
In addition, the learner omitted the t sound in the word trust, and he read it as tras. Adding to the cases of omissions, the learner omitted the sound the in the word hoped, pronouncing it as hope. The word for was also mispronounced as por. Consequently, he substituted the word your instead of are in the text. Afterward, he repeated the words for and are.
completion program in school, but it did not happen. Luckily, our teachers taught a house-to-house.
Repeating the same mispronunciation as earlier, the word completion was again mispronounced as completion. Also, the word happen was mispronounced as haben. Luckily was also mispronounced as luckily. Furthermore, the word taught was mispronounced as taught. He also omitted the word of in the sentence.
Distribution of our certificates and awards.
The learner then mispronounced the word distribution as distribution. The word of was then again mispronounced as of. And lastly, the word certificates was mispronounced as certificates. Although he was about to finish the text, he complained to his mother that he couldn't read it anymore. We also noticed that he stopped in the middle of the fourth paragraph already with the same concern, which we have mentioned a while ago. However, in the last part and in the last 3 paragraphs, he totally gave up and don't want to read it and continue anymore, even right after his mother tried to convince him to finish the text. As a result, all the words that he did not read at all would be considered cases of omission. And so the words Isaac, do, receive, your, certificate, of, completion, and your award as with high honors. I am happy to tell you that you topped your class this school year. Congratulations, my advisor announced happily. Were all omitted in the text. Consequently, the words wow, congratulations, my son, your dad, and I are very proud of you. Let's celebrate then. Mom excitedly said, I am really grateful that despite the pandemic, we have successfully completed our elementary education. Were also omitted. That concludes the MISQ analysis of the informal reading assessment of the 6th grade student. She read Graduation During the Pandemic by Maria Melanie L. Paduhinog. With this informal reading assessment, I realized how crucial it was to incorporate the balanced approach, better known as the four-pronged approach in teaching reading, not just for beginning instruction, but for remedial instruction as well. The primary reason was this approach doesn't just aim to develop comprehension and critical thinking skills, oral language, and correct use of grammatical structures, or even development of word attack skills, fluency, spelling, and reading comprehension in general. But most importantly, it primarily aspires and aims to develop genuine love for reading. In doing so, students will not just read because they are asked to. Instead, they will read and read because they love to. They love reading to the point that it becomes their hobby and couldn't stop reading to discover new things and learn a lot of lessons. They love reading to the point that they read not just inside the classroom, but also outside, and inspire their peers and others to also do the same thing. And developing this should be the main goal of reading instruction across all levels.